जन गण मन जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे। भारत संविधान भारत भाग्य विधाता। जम्मू कश्मीर हिमाचल पंजाब दिल्ली हरियाणा यूपी उत्तराखंड बिहार गुजरात मराठा उड़ीसा उत्तर पूर्व द्राविड़ कर्नाटका तेलंगाना आंध्रा केरला उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल तावी यमुना गंगा सरस्वती कृष्णा ब्रह्मपुत्रा उच्छल जल्दी तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा। सर्वधर्म नागरिक भारत भाग्य विधाता। जन गण मंगल अधिनायक जय हे। भारत संविधान भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय भारत संविधान। सुजलम सुफलम मलया शीतलम सहस्या श्यामलम मातरम वंदे मातरम। जय भारत। धन्यवाद। Hello respected friends and all. This day 10th February 2020 again talk for nation and other issues of world. Small talk just for a break. I was continuing on professional talks. Today I just want to take again to think of nation, our country Bharat. This country now passing through a very critical phase of so-called political instability. Political instability means not government instability, but public instability. Public, which is actually real government, this government which is there in office is temporary government, only for 5 years, and legislature is only for 5 years. So public is not limited to any number of years. And according to the constitution, public is highest authority, public is highest power in our country. We, we people of this country, Bharat, India, having solemnly resolved to constitute this country into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic to secure to citizens justice, freedom and liberty in all respects. Justice, social justice, economic justice and political justice, and liberty to speak, write, express opinions and way of worship, as well as opportunity and status to create, which all lead to fraternity, brotherhood, dignity of individual, and upliftment of country, and in accordance to duty. Fundamental duties, we have to abide by constitution. We have to be ready to save our country. We have to respect our country. All that is our fundamental duty. Take this country up to heights based on science, engineering, economy, and upliftment of everything. We are bound by that. Each and every citizen of this country, Bharat, India, is bound by a constitution of ours, India, Bharat. We cannot say no to that. We are citizens of this country, we are people of this country, and we have given to ourselves this constitution. Nobody has given to us. This constitution is our responsibility to keep it up to uphold all times, even at cost of our life. First duty goes to President of this country, and public is fully responsible because President post is also temporary. We have to be very serious now. We took every issue too lightly in past decades. Since 1950, when this constitution came into being, enforced, we were too easygoing. We have been too easygoing, as if life moves on its own. But we forgot that without efforts, nothing is possible. You cannot do anything without work, without hard work. We thought we got everything free, but we forget all time that freedom of this country was not achieved without hard work, without struggles, without sacrifices. Lakhs of freedom fighters struggled. Actually, whole country struggled at a time. We lost lives, we lost belongings, we lost wealth, and British abused us, and before that also, intruders looted us. Well, we have lost our belongings, our wealth. It doesn't mean that we are finished. It's only 72 years that we are on move, but we have to keep move with some understanding, not closing our eyes and just moving as if we will go somewhere. We must fix our destiny, not one destiny, many destinies, and try for all. Because one destiny, if you fix and you fail, there's no alternative. We have to be very serious. People are not serious. People have not been serious. That is our problem. Why we are not serious, we do not know. Maybe we have no major problems of food. Our economy was very good, and we are excessive human beings, human resources. That was a reason that we did not care much. It's not Africa, it's not desert, it's a green country, rising country. We have all natural wealth. Food is no major problem for citizens. Maybe 10-15% people who are unable to get food to a contentment of their hearts and body. Yet, world of Bharat moves. We move without major problems. We have to understand his point. But how long can we move in darkness? How long can we move in unknown world? 2020 is telling clearly that we have to chart out certain agreed route agreed by people. And we know that we are government in public. All people are government, but practicality says that there must be some responsible group, and that group is executive of this country. Executive government under president of this country and council of ministers of this country who are directly responsible to people of this country. As far as executive is concerned, there's legislature and there is judiciary. Legislature is most important for us, but it is unfortunate that there is no legislature practically. Practically, there is no legislature and people do not regard them because people are not clear about constitution. Times and again, I submit to people to go through constitution of this country. Should you really like to know what this country is all about? This constitution is ours. We are responsible for this. We devised this. We energized this. And we are moving this. And because constitution moves, we move. And if constitution stops, we stop. There are certain forces we have been active on this country now to impact upon adversely on constitutional provisions. And it's been many in all institutions. Institutions which are very important element organs of any country or whatever country are being attacked by state itself. All institutions. There are so many institutions in our constitution. You know all about them. All these three are the legislature, executive and judiciary. Then many other institutions are there. State institutions, national level institutions, and there are so many. And these are being attacked. What is target, what is objective of attack is only that they actually hate this constitution. Those sitting in power They have undertaken oath of this constitution in the name of God, but still they want to break it. They want to break it, and they want to break it. That is an only destiny they have got, and that is duty of every citizen to protect the constitution. It is citizenry that is responsible for this constitution. All citizens of this country, we are citizens because we are citizens according to the constitution. No one can deny that fact. If you are having citizenship of this country, means you are citizen. You are having voter list, name enrolled, you are citizen. And even if you are not voter, you are below 18 citizen. No one can say you are not citizen because you have constitutional provision and you are enrolled on that. If you are a passport, having passport, you are a citizen, but passport is not mandatory document. Everybody does in that, but voter list is mandatory. That is constitutional position that you are enrolled on. Voter list means you are citizen. Well, the question is not of citizenship. Question is entirely a constitution. We have to decide based on constitution what is our goal. Our government is not our goal. Our legislature is not our goal. They are all temporary. Can be dissolved any time. There is no problem. Question is, what do you want? We have to ensure the existing government failed or passed. Whether failed or whether passed. Whether failed or passed, you have to see. How to know that? I am with neither political party because I don't recognize political parties. Political parties is not a must in our system. These are optional, no necessary. You should have political parties. So I'm not talking political parties. I'm talking of competency of people, competency of those who are in power. Who are in power now? What is actually power? What is power? What is authority? And what is function? We have to consider like this. Power. You are in a certain office, and that office gives you some energy, unknown energy, which you can only use, and no one can defy that. That is your power. For example, for business people, for industrial people, money is power, technology is power. And for these people who are sitting to rule us, actually they have to serve us, but we call them rulers. Nobody is ruling us because no one has any power to rule. No politician in this country, no executive prime minister in this country, and no president in this country, and no one else has got any power on its own. Whatever power they enjoy, that is delegated power, that is permissible power granted by Constitution of this country. Constitution has prescribed minimum definitions, minimum job descriptions of all these persons, functionaries, constitutional persons, functionaries. Prime Minister it may be, ministers it may be president, it may be speakers, it may be chairmen, it may be judges. All have defined functions and they are working accordingly. These are all powers delegated to by Constitution and mandated on them to work per requirements. But main power is given to public. Public can remove government. Public can remove legislature. Public can do whatever it likes, except public cannot remove judiciary. That is permanent one. And that depends on different ways. It's not elected one. It is mandated one by qualification, competency. So we cannot consider that one in line to executive and legislature. If our legislature does not work according to requirement, there's a question mark, stands a question mark. We must put a question mark on that. Legislature means what? Legislature means to enact laws for current situations, current issues, enact laws in visionary way for future, and amend laws which were made in past to meet the requirement of current situation and visionary future one. If these legislatures who are called lawmakers are not capable so to do, what do you expect them to do? They do not do. Now what function remains for them to stay in their positions? Why should we unnecessarily have burden of these people who are not competent to work for us? This is a question mark, a big question mark. You may agree, you may not agree. It doesn't make a difference, but fact remains fact that we have been spending on them billions of rupees, where this money could be used somewhere else had we not owned these politicians or MPs. They have certain duties. These MPs got certain duties, of course, not described in the Constitution, but by virtue of their position, they have certain duties. They have duties to legislate. They have duties to define expenses, annual basis, a budget you can say. They have duties to review previous laws, current laws, and future one. They have duties to ensure what's happening in this country. They have duties to find out problems. They have duties to get answers from government, and they have duties to find solutions and resolutions. There's no one duty. According to the Constitution itself, Union list and concurrent list are available on schedules which both describe their duties, means subjects in their duties or entries what they should do. And that's all they are required to do. But it is witnessed, it is observed that sheer failure exists in that deep diaphragm wall of duties. I'm using term diaphragm wall, which is a very technical word, but here it fits in. There is nothing ongoing on these diaphragm walls of these MPs in our pits. They are not doing what they are supposed to do. MPs as legislators and lawmakers are responsible to people of this country, to their voters. They are not responsible to the government of this country, executive government or president. They are responsible to people of this country because their elections are held as people's representative. The elections are held, people constitute them MPs because people constitute Lok Sabha. Constitution of Lok Sabha is done by direct vote, by adult franchise or adult suffrage, and MPs are elected from each constituency, which means they are elected by people, means they are selected and appointed by public in capacity of representatives or agents for that area. These MPs, I think, forget or they don't even know that they are representing people of this country from their respective constituencies. They think they are different. All MPs must listen to me. You are required to report to people of this country. You are not required to report to government of this country, executive government. That is only executive government. You are legislative government, remember. Legislative government, you are real government, and executive is a service government. They have to serve you. You are number one according to Constitution because public sends you there. You are agent of public. You are responsible for all problems public face, and you have to find answers to public using executive, using government of this country, union government. Union government is your servant. They have to report to you. You have to audit their work. You have to claim that you are above them, and you have to check their, examine their work activities. You are not subservient to Prime Minister or ministers. They are subservient to you. This is our constitutional provision. They have to report to you, and you have to report to public. You cannot run away from that. You must be with public, and if you cannot be with public, you are not representative. You are not working as a representative. And if you cannot work as a representative, you cannot claim dues, your salaries, because you are not working. You cannot understand what MP is, but you are enjoying all facilities, you are not working. And it applies to Prime Minister also and ministers also. That you too are not understanding what's your job. But I will not exactly blame Prime Minister because Prime Minister is not very important for me when I discuss legislature. Legislature so far had been condoned by all past governments, all past legislatures and public. Public did not know very well what constitution is all about. Public only knew that there's a government and government has to serve it. Public only imagined that there's a government that public has to elect. You just imagine that there's a prime minister public has to elect. This was actually a big mistake by public because public never ever tried to know what reality is on constitution. Though constitution was drafted and approved by public itself, but that is for name's sake. There were some other people, experts, one led by Dr. Ambedkar of this country, lead freedom fighter, who created this constitution so that public use it in future. But public is so sleepy, so sloppy that it's always lazy, and this happens all over the world. People are not very serious in many countries, including ourselves. We are not too serious. We are only serious to certain limits which we cannot understand. But it's now more than 72 years. We have to open our minds because majority of our people are literate and say 30%, 40% maybe very highly qualified. But I think those who are highly qualified, they keep distant from constitution, they keep themselves distant, which is not becoming one. It is their responsibility to help people who are not literate. Literates' responsibility is to help nation to maximum capacity possible. If literate cannot help, who shall help? This is an imagination. You cannot expect someone, a person who doesn't understand ABCD, who doesn't have will of his own, but those who are active minds, those whose minds have been trained, they certainly owe responsibility to ensure that our organs, just like institutions, do work according to Constitution. You cannot say that I'm not advocate or I'm not doctor to understand these documents. That is not acceptable answer. When you can understand many subjects, scientific subjects, commercial subjects, engineering subjects, you must understand this ordinary document on which is not having any mathematics, physics, chemistry, or commercial calculation. It is simply a, you can say, novel type. You may, if you consider it a novel and read, or you just consider news and read, you can learn a lot. Why I am talking today about this? You may ask, you may raise a question. Yes, I have right. I have a right to tell. I have a right to advise, keeping abreast current situations in this country. Current situation is very, very complex. Very, very complex. Since you can say 2019 start, so many acts have gone, so many decisions have been taken by current executive government and supported by legislature, that decisions have deflected, tilted state going move of our country into unacceptable direction. Government is there, executive is there, legislature is there to help nation move forward, develop and help people to have better standard, but that requirement has been set aside. That requirement has been put in cold box. I don't understand what actually executive and legislature intend to do, what is in their mind, nobody knows. It is always expected that union and legislature must be visionary, they must be sharp-minded, but it seems they are not even minded. If 550 MPs work in one house and 250 MPs work in another house, and they are not used to analyze laws or draft of laws or draft of acts, they do not want to help themselves to see what actually public want, what do public want, then what is their function, I cannot understand. It is also not understood whether legislature rules executive or executive rules legislature. There's a conflicting management. Legislature's duty is to ensure that whatever draft of act comes, draft of law comes, or piece of legislature comes, it must be according to Constitution of Bharat mandate. And if they do not want to see that, if they cannot understand that, they cannot see what public actually wants or desires or aspires, there's no function, there's no meaning of legislature. Executive can bring anything. It doesn't mean you have to seal that. How you do that and why you do that, even you can't answer. Because you think you are dependent on executive. That is, you can say, in wrong conception, misconception in minds of MPs, and particularly those MPs who belong to political party, who is in government, and also it applies to all those who are not in government, those political parties. MP is not required to touch feet all time of their leaders. Yes, government party is there, executive is there, but you are MP. You are not in government, executive government, you are in legislature. You have a duty to ensure that piece of legislature is according to mandate of public. And mandate of public is constitution, and what public aspires, that's also very important. If you cannot understand minds of people prior to approval of certain piece of law, or even after that, you cannot understand how do people react, then you have no right to stay in that house for a single day. If you think people are happy with you, just imagine you don't care how they are reacting, responding, what sort of people you are. You cannot call yourself lawmakers. Lawmaker must have mind. Forget which party you belong to. That is not question here. You may be independent or you may be having party background. It is nothing to do with public. Once you are elected as member of parliament, you are member of parliament of this nation. You are not member of parliament of certain community or certain section of people. You are Bharat Sansad, member of parliament of this country, and you have a duty towards people of this country, not towards executive of this country. If you cannot ensure what's ongoing is right or not right, then what's your work? You yourself tell. What for you are there? You are not doing your work. You are really not doing your work. Public has been on unrest for weeks, months, but there is no impact on your health, your mental health, your physical health. You are just enjoying usually as you do. Where is relation between you and public? What does that mean? Does it exist or it has finished? Did you ever think of that? You never thought of that. And if you cannot think that, where's your role? What is your role? You just think yourself, what's your role in this country? Being MP? There's no role at all. It's foolishness. Why do people call you MP then? Because you are elected? Yes, you are elected. You are elected to work. You were elected to work. You were not elected to touch feet of leaders, your leaders. If you are in government party, you're a party leader, prime minister, or if you are in other groups, non-government parties, you touch feet of your leaders. That's not your duty. You have to deliver to people. Aspirations, programs, everything. If prime minister has failed, if prime minister doesn't do according to what is required, what's your purpose? Did you ever ask prime ministers? Did you ask government? You never ask. Why? Who shall ask? When you send MP to Lok Sabha, we expect that MP should do something in people's interest. If you cannot do that, you say, I was elected in name of Modi, or I was elected in name of Congress. You were elected in whatever name. But don't forget, you are being fed by public. You are enjoying tax money of public in all the spheres of your life. Your all facilities, you are fed by public money, poor people money and middle class people money. That money you think is free of cost. You have a right to enjoy that money. If you have a right to enjoy that money, public also has a right to expect work from you. I am complaining to member of parliament. I am complaining to Lok Sabha. I am not complaining to prime minister because prime minister got no relation to me. If prime minister doesn't work, it's your responsibility. Why you are not able to extract work from prime minister? It's you who are responsible. If you are not able to talk to people, or if people call you not able to interact with them, you cannot understand problems of people. You cannot think the people are there. What purpose do you serve? You know, for the last many years, there has been complete crackdown on economy, crackdown on market, crackdown on government companies, crackdown on farmers and agriculture, crackdown on GDP, crackdown on our currency, crackdown on all spheres, crackdown on secularism. Tell me one way, one field where we are happy and you think we are happy. No employment, no jobs, no industry, no progress, and our international image is falling because rupee is falling, and our political state, social state are getting down. For more than 6 months, Jammu Kashmir issue has been there, unresolved. And for 2 months, the CA is ongoing, unresolved. Public has been divided, have been fractured. There is no integrity seen, there is no harmony seen because of you people not understanding what public is, how they live. Just winning election you think is enough? You got elected, it doesn't mean problems are solved. You have to solve these problems. Who shall solve in a place? There's no one to solve that. Prime Minister has failed in all considerations. Economy is down, GDP has gone, health has gone, education has gone, higher education has gone, science institutions gone, engineers are low standard, no controls anywhere, farmers in problem. Tell me, and you are selling all government companies, all assets of this nation. Did this government make these assets? They never did anything. Did this government make all these institutions of education? Where are we moving in right direction? I do not see any of these points to move in right direction. Why we are failing is big question mark. If you cannot understand that, why are you sitting there? Why don't you force Prime Minister to go? It's your job, MPs. If union falls, government doesn't work, you are there to surveillance them. You are there to supervise them, to have watch on them, eyes on them. But you are not doing. For example, recently elections in Delhi, all 250 MPs were there. How many chief ministers were there? Prime Minister was there, involved in that campaigning. Is electioneering important or national problems are important? Are you paid for electioneering? Are MPs paid for electioneering? Is Prime Minister paid for electioneering? These are question marks. Are you paid for that to demand votes from people? You are not paid for that. This is not public problem. You are voted or you are not voted. This is your problem. Who shall look after public? There has been CA issue ongoing for more than 1.5 months. What have you done? What MPs have done and what union government has done? They don't want to talk to people. What's your purpose then? Okay, I don't care Prime Minister and ministers. What MP does? Are they not your people? I'm not talking for one location only. I'm talking for all locations in this country, wherever certain revolutions have been going. Are you not concerned with plights of people? Are you not serious with what they are speaking or what they cannot come to you? If they cannot come to you, you can go to them. Are you too big? You cannot talk to people. Even if you are too big, then you have a big duty to talk to them. Why you did not do that? Are you extraordinary person? Do you think you are Superman? You cannot talk to them. You are so big, they can't see you. This is only in our country that people don't care. Believe me. You are Democratic MP. You are Socialist MP. You are Sovereign MP. Republic MP. You are so much. You think, what penalty should we give you? What punishment should we give you if you have failed? You do not consider people yours once you are elected. Your term is for 5 years. It doesn't mean this is fixed one. It doesn't mean this is passed to you for 5 years. No, this is no passport for 5 years. Passport is work. Deliver work. Maybe people are wrong. I'm not saying people are right. Maybe they are wrong. It may be a communication gap. It may be absence of trust. People have lost confidence in legislature as well as in union, government. I don't care parliament confidence or no confidence. You're all monopolized people. We know you are only interested in your job for 5 years. You are not caring for people. But don't remember that you were elected by whom? You forgot, I know. Therefore now I say, you remember. You remember that you are public elected authorities or powerful people. Authority and powerful because you are member of parliament. You are constitutional person, that is your authority. And you have power of people. People delegated to you their own power. So you are there. You are so helpless that you cannot go to your people. You are scared of them. It is your basic duty to be with them. But you are not with them. Whom should they go? You may say they did not vote for us, for you. Okay, they voted to you or they did not vote to you. This is not a problem. This is not your criteria to consider. Once you are MP, you are MP. We don't know more than that. Constitution says we people of this country. Constitution says. And Article 81 says that public has to elect, has to constitute Lok Sabha. They constituted you. You are a constitution person. Constitutional person, remember. You are not ordinary thele wala or chai wala or hotel wala. You are MP. MP for people, MP for Republic, MP for Sovereign State. You are MP means you have a lot duty, and if job description is not given, you decide your job yourself. You think that public cannot call you back? That's your problem. Public has every right to call you back. Public are sitting on roads, you are not even having time to go and see to talk to them. This is really unfortunate. And also unfortunate is our union government. Union government, a government that is required to serve people of this country in all respects, ruled by the Council of Ministers, or you can say functioned by Council of Ministers, which is headed by Prime Minister, and that Prime Minister talks something illogical, wastes time in illogical speeches for hours together, and blame game goes on between Prime Minister and opposition parties. Is Prime Minister there in office to always talk like that? Is that right? You may be in parliament, you may be off parliament, you're talking something which is illogic. People are expecting solutions of problems which we are not talking of. People believe you, that's why they supported you. People believe that you will do some miracles. That's why they supported you. Otherwise, who knows you? Nobody knows you. You had got certain very positive, impressive image that people were attracted to you. For what? Do you know for what? To be served. And you yourself said, I am first servant, public servant, prime servant. What do you say? Yes, whatever. So if you are prime servant, where your servant work? I am not talking of CA or something that everybody knows. I am talking of constitution. What do people expect of union and legislature? That's when talking. Maybe every citizen cannot analyze what is legislature, what is union. They cannot analyze exactly. That's why they are remain confused. They are confused. Oh, I have to vote for this and vote for that. I'm not talking of vote also. Forget that. Vote is vote, and when time of votes come, we'll talk. We are talking of disposals of duty. Your duties as Prime Minister and your duties as legislature. Prime Minister, once you are Prime Minister, you're not political leader. You have to remember that. You are political leader. You think you are political leader, then you are not Prime Minister. Prime Minister is constitutional person in our case. Our Prime Minister means constitutional Prime Minister. Head of Council of Ministers is Prime Minister. You are having a role under President in union of this country, and you have to report to legislature of this country, people of this country, through legislature. But are you doing that? You have time to go to election rallies. You have not time to report to member of parliaments. You never talk to them about what problems are. You think procedures of parliament are final answer. Whatever process have been set, you will follow them only. Don't forget, these processes are secondary. First are those who brought these MPs to these seats. Those people are more powerful because they are we people. I will not say we people. We people elected MPs, and these deputies, these our MPs, these our elected people elected you as executive. Therefore, these MPs have every right, by virtue of being constitutional power, on behalf of people, to raise questions to you and expect responses from you. But you take it too lightly. Rather than answering to them, Responding to them, you teach them. For what? Either you are not understanding or they are not understanding functions of each other. Ultimately, your client, both of your clients, yours and MPs, client is citizen of this country, client is voter of this country, because citizen and voter are your employers under constitution provisions, and your employer is we people. And if we people have certain reservations against you, it is your responsibility, obligation to interact with them as MP as well as minister. And if both condone people, this is a crime in public understanding. Yes, it is not prosecutable crime, it's not cognizable, but it is crime, civil crime, you can say. Today what's happening is not secret. Everybody knows what's ongoing. You joined this office of Prime Minister in 2014. You go on your track since 2014 and 2020. Which stations you passed, which track you covered, how did you move, what are your objectives, what are your achievements, which milestones you covered, where have you reached? Did you ever introspect? Public will not introspect because public is expecting something to be done by you, but you never did. Then MPs are our supports, but MPs are not vibrant. I am telling this to all MPs, all party MPs or non-party MPs, on behalf of public, that you are responsible to public for constitution implementation, for solving public problems. But if you ignore people, you are immoral, you are sinner, you are not human being. MP must serve citizens. But because you do not believe in people, you believe in your leaders, and you forget that vote is taken and that's his answer, that's final end. No. We do not want to wait whole life of your tenure. We are awakening. We are not dead society. We are living an active society. When students community arises, all other communities automatically arise. Students means family. There are students from families only. So if student is impacted upon adversely, families are impacted upon. You have destroyed students means you have destroyed families. You have destroyed citizens means you have destroyed nation. As citizen will charge you, not like police, but like people. People charge is always very important, because people charge cannot be categorized, cannot be put under certain clause or article. People charge is by mandate, by gross thinking. People are people, that's why you are here. You cannot care for this country, you cannot care for economy, you cannot care for agriculture, you cannot care for employment, you cannot care for resolving workers' problem, organized worker or indirect workers or unorganized sectors. You cannot care for industries, you cannot care for factories, you cannot care for development, you cannot care for Reserve Bank, you cannot care for banks. What for you are there? What care you have taken? What is budget if there is no education? What is budget if there is no money? What is meaning of budget? Just to eyewash you give budgets? You are selling companies, you are selling state properties. Did you bring that property? Did you procure that? Who gave you this right? From where did you get this right? You have to answer. Property is not created one day. It takes years together, decades together to create properties. And moreover, it's not your personal property. It's not your property from your family. It's property of this public. If those people who are buying this, industrialists or all riches, they shall not eat it as food. They will use it. They will use it by amending something there, by improving something there, spending more money. And if they can do it, why you cannot do it? What's your Niti Aayog is doing? What's your legislature is doing? What's your staff is doing? A lobby of thousands of IAS, what they are doing? What thousands of engineers in CPW they are doing? What thousands of engineers in other areas they are doing? If you cannot do it yourself, yes, if one or two is there, we agree, but all are bad. Why don't you help nation? Why you are transferring this property at cheap rates to those people who have already money? You know everybody cannot buy it. Then what was so hurry you want to sell it? Did you constitute certain commission or body to investigate how can we amend this, how can we improve this? You never did that. Whose fault is this? Did public send you to this position to sell this country? You are selling it. Railways you are selling, electric companies you are selling, electronic companies you are selling, and only people are remain to be sold. You sell people also. You are a seller prime minister, not a buyer prime minister. You are seller MPs, not buyer MPs. You can sell everything because you are not good kid. You are not born good child. You are rubbish child, stupid child who never thinks. Just buy anything. Can you buy it? Can you create these properties? Create and see. We are selling insurance. We are selling railways. We are selling this and that. You have no right to sell them. Do not expect people to come and stop you. People will uprise one day. Then you can do that. Can you help that? People are silent because they are gentle society. They have tolerance, they have patience. But time comes when they rise. Then you shall understand what is salt and what is filly. That time only you can understand. Nation takes centuries to build. And it takes only 2-3 days to demolish nation. Do you want that? You are busy only in Hindu-Muslim divide and nothing else. You are busy only to demolish secularism from this constitution. And you have done nothing to sociology. You do not understand what socialism is. You are not caring about how people shall take food. Even you reduce your allocation to Manrega. After all, you never think of poor. You think of only haves, those are rich. What's your objective then? Are you understanding what Constitution says? Do you understand what Article 51A says, mandates its fundamental duties of citizen? And if citizens' duty is there, this means minister's duty is also there. Prime Minister's duty is also there. MP's duty is also there. Your citizen also. Is it written in the Constitution article that you can sell anything? Read article. You have to abide by Constitution. If citizen is bound, you are also bound. You have to respect this Constitution. You have to respect sovereignty. You have to respect socialism. You have to respect secularism, democracy, and republic. Socialism. What is socialism? Society. Society must survive. Is it surviving? No employment, no food, suicides. Where is it surviving? What you are doing? You cannot understand meaning of socialism. Everybody must have food, shelter, cloth, and advancement opportunity. Are you providing that? Neither MP is providing nor government is providing. Who shall provide? What for are you there? Just to take 28 rupees thali, go in government cars, have bodyguards, enjoy life at cost of poor people tax, who are paying tax in each and every item they buy, you are doing crime. You are not helping nation. If you cannot do it, better go. We don't need such prime minister. We don't MPs. MPs and prime minister both are responsible. First responsibility goes to MP, because MP is allowing everything what government is doing, and they should be kicked out. This is the right word. Just like kick some doors open, you have to kick out these MPs first. Because if MPs are kicked out, automatically government shall go away. You cannot take care of people, you have no right to be in power. It is very important that people have to think. If people cannot think, no one can think. It's public duty to think. People must realize this is no joke. Country is breaking, country is falling. And they are talking, joking and joking, calling someone tube light, calling something else. You are not there to comment on someone. You are there to work for people. Only and only job to work for people, not for something else. You are not supposed to go to all-time election meetings. That's not your job as Prime Minister. You take leave from Prime Minister position and go an election. Finish. All you and your MPs take leave and go, so that you will not be paid for that period. But you are taking government money, public money, and campaigning for elections at cost of public. Why? And you are saying, I am working 18 hours a day. Is that work? So my message to people of this country is, open your eyes. This is my concluding, because I have to close early. Open your eyes, people of this country, open your minds. Raise questions, write to Prime Minister, write to legislature, that go out of this country. Get out of parliament. We don't need you people. You are wasting our time, our money. We don't want this. We have to preserve this country. We have to save this country, protect this country. We have to save constitution of this country, and we have to save ourselves. We have to say economy has actually destructed. It's destructed now, completely destructed. Government has no answer. Government has no vision. People are suffering. Every day bank rates are falling. One day they will say, we don't have money. Go home and sleep. What shall you do? I don't want to pass bad messages, but this is going to happen. They are hell-bent to remove this constitution, because they cannot sit on this constitution. They cannot abide by constitution. This is their religion. They are hell-bent to destroy this constitution, and we shall not accept this. They are only one agenda. They are only one master plan, and that is Hindu-Muslims divide. Nothing else. Only one and only one agenda. And on that agenda, nation cannot move, can never move. With this, I submit to you people, because my health is not good today, some problem in my throat, I cannot speak a lot. With this, thank you very much. Dhanyavad, Jai Bharat, Satyam Jayate.